Alright, so today I'm going to be dyeing my brother Zach's hair. Here he is. We've already bleached it. It's like really, really light blonde all the way around. And here are the colors I'm going to be using. This is orange, blue and green, red and pink. This is like a different green color that we're going to use as his base color, and purple, and then yellow. And for all of the dyes, I'm using the new XMondo color, and I just diluted them with this conditioner over here. Alright, so I'm just going in with the base color green all around the sides and back of his head where the hair is shorter, and then I'm going to go in and take my first section and just start establishing the pattern that I want to create the kind of rainbow design. So I'm going to go in with blue, then green, then yellow, then orange, then red, then pink, then purple, and I'm just going to repeat that pattern as I go through. And something I find really helpful when doing this is, one, using mesh sheets because you can kind of see through them a little bit, and secondly, using really small hair dyeing brushes instead of using larger ones. The smaller the brush, the easier it is to control and put the color exactly where you want it. And another helpful thing is when you're going through, instead of painting from top down, try starting like where the bottom of the section is going to be and then painting upwards, and that keeps the hair right in place and keeps it from moving around. Now that I'm going into my second section, I'm going to start with the yellow, so I'm going to start with the lightest color. That way, if any other colors accidentally overlap, it's already got that yellow in place as a barrier, and so it's going to just stay yellow. And then I just kind of go through. I usually don't start at the top. It's easier to start at the bottom and middle just because it locks that hair into place. If you start at the top, the hair is kind of not really stuck down yet, and so you can get hair dye kind of all over the place. So if you start in the middle and ends and then work your way up to the top, then the hair won't move. And I'm just going in with my second section, so instead of starting with blue, I'm going to start with purple, since in my pattern purple just comes right before blue. And then going on to my third and final section for this part, I'm going to take kind of like a bigger section just because this is my last one, and I'm going to start with pink on this one. After I do this section, I'm not going to do rainbow again. I'm not going to take another rainbow splice. I'm actually going to take a larger block and just use our base green color again. So the entire head isn't going to be rainbow, it's just going to have like highlights or sections of rainbow almost throughout the neon green base. And something I absolutely love about the XMondo hair dye, this is like the best hair dye I've ever used. Pretty much what we did to create these colors is I went and I got some paper plates. I got every single one of the XMondo colors, and I just opened them all up, put some conditioner on the paper plate, and then just added different colors until I got each color that I wanted. So like for the pink, we added in a lot of orange to that, and same with the orange, we added in a lot of pink. With the purple, we added a bunch of pink. For the blue, we added in a lot of green, and the conditioner also kind of diluted all of these colors to make them a little bit more vibrant instead of like dark. So we were just able to custom mix every single color we wanted, and they blended beautifully together. They mixed really well with the conditioner, and they actually showed up. A lot of different brands, when you mix them with conditioner, they don't show up very well. The pigment gets too diluted very quickly, but this hair color is so pigmented that I diluted it quite significantly with conditioner, and it's still so vibrant. And then something really important with this technique as well, especially if you're doing different color blocks like I am, is just keeping every single section clean and like not contaminating them with the other sections. So I'm using like several layers of foil and mesh sheets every single time I do a new section to make sure that I'm keeping everything really nice and clean. You don't want to get any of like this red color, for instance, on the green beneath it. That will turn brown immediately if they mix. So you want to make sure that you're creating a very good barrier in between each and every color. If you do get any of the green base color over the rainbow, the whole thing is just going to turn very muddy, very brownish. So yeah, you want to make sure that you can use really anything. You can use saran wrap, tin foil, but you just want to make sure that you create a barrier between all the different colors so that they don't mix. And you want to make sure that you really fully saturate the hair. So every time I go over a section, I'm going over it from every angle. So I start swiping from like the bottom of the section upwards, and then once I've done that, I'll go like from the sides, I'll go like from the top of the section down. Just like paint the hair in every direction to make sure that it's completely and fully saturated. Otherwise, you'll get patches of blonde and it won't look nearly as good. You want to take super thin sections. Like you can see my sections, you can still very visibly see the pattern of color beneath the hair. If you can't see your colors through the hair, your section's too thick. You want to take very thin sections and spread it out so you can still see exactly where the hair dye needs to go in order to line up with the section beneath it. Yeah, my like review for this hair color, absolutely 10 out of 10. I'm not sure how long this hair color lasts since I just did this yesterday. I don't know if it washes out quickly, but everything outside of that, this is by far the best at-home hair color I've used. It's actually better than most professional dyes I've used. I've used several different kinds, and I don't actually like most professional hair dyes anyways. My favorite is Pulp Riot, but I would say that this is like on the same level as that one. This is just a really great hair dye. I know it's $28, but you do get a large amount. And as you can see, you can dilute it with conditioner to make it last even longer, and the color is still just as bright. So I think it's like a really great deal, and it's just the best at-home hair dye that I've been able to find. I'm just going into his front little pieces. So outside of the sections, I also sectioned just a tiny piece of like what goes right in front of his face, just his little bangs. I'm just going to do a little bit of a rainbow there just so that it peeks through, just so that every time he looks at himself in the mirror or something, he can still see a little bit of rainbow, because like that's what makes it fun, is like if you think your hair looks cool and he can't really see the pattern on top of his head. So I put a little piece in front on his bangs so that it would frame his face as well. And then again, I'm just wrapping everything up in either mesh sheets or tin foil, and I let this sit for an hour, and we went outside in the sunlight because heat will actually help the hair color absorb better. And then we went and rinsed it with freezing cold water, and then I styled it using the XMondo leave-in hair cream. I think it's called Electric Rain, and then I also used Viper Oil. I just mixed those together and blow dried his hair, and this is how it turned out.